Welcome everyone to the breakdown here for the Dyzana Open for the EPL. Again, huge thank you to them for bringing me on board to break this layout down and share what it is that are kind of my first impressions looking at this, some tips that are going to help you guys out, and ultimately just some ideas for you, because whenever we look at this, sometimes you get out there and those little subtle changes are going to change things up and a shot might not be there anymore, or virtually it's there but not there in person. So we're going to check it out. Like I mentioned in the snake side, we are splitting this field right down the middle. So this one's going to be the Dorito side, and we're going to go to these middle bunkers here, the Can and the Aztec, but we are only going to be looking Dorito side because on our snake side video, which hopefully you guys have already watched, if you haven't, head over there and watch that one because you want to make sure you're covering all your bases, but we went over some of those on that side. Now, when we're looking at this can, I think, could be pretty good, because you have some blind shots. This one's not going to be good actually for shooting the blind shot here. They're going to be able to get into this Dorito fine. What this is going to be good for is seeing how far did they go. Did they send how many bodies out this way? You could come up and shoot on the way up, and then if they're kind of stuck here, this is one of the bunkers that you can shoot into these gaps. Like we saw in the snake side video, you have to be careful of the towers shooting the crosses, because you're just kind of no man's land here. So it's going to be difficult to, you just need to make sure that you're going heads up. So let's look at the Aztec. I liked it snake side, and I like this one Dorito side too. So this could actually be something that helps you with which way do I want to go. But I kind of feel like I would rather go out wide and then up. Like we saw in the snake side video, it really seems like getting out wide on this field, you're going to lose a couple bodies possibly off the break just because there's some bigger lanes. But if you can switch it up, there's also a lot of kind of dead zones that you can sort of use those routes to get through. So if you can trick the other guys, even if they have a great shot, you know, if you're taking a shallow route and then making it deep, whatever, then that's going to be really good for you. So looking here, you do have a great shot into this zone. So if for some reason they haven't gone super wide, you can shoot into this gap and at least maybe have eyes to see how far they went Dorito side. Then if they did go super wide, then you can figure out where you need to go from there. But this is going to be scary to get out of if you don't do it right away, just because of this gap and this gap are going to be hard to get through because there's so many people that can see the gaps. So I don't know that I would necessarily want to go there, but you might have to. So you got to look at everything, right? So let's get out to this tower. Now, something that we saw, and I am not 7 feet tall or 6 feet tall, something that we saw in the snake side one that is going to be the same over here is this cross shot is awesome. And this shot going in to the snake side. So I think what you're going to see a lot of is these towers, people are going to go gun up shooting the cross because you can see how far did they go. You can, on both sides, shoot the blind and shoot, you know, into like the snake corner, shooting into the Dorito side here. I'm not saying don't do that, but this way, even if you are practicing it, you could practice shooting the deep shot and also shooting into here, because you're going to be able to see how far did they go on the snake side. What I really like with this tower is this gap. So this is a tower. The snake side one, not so much, like we saw in that video, but this one, what I like is that I can shoot the cross. I can maybe even double this up, have someone shooting into this zone to see how far did they go, and then they can filter out and go out or up. But this person can shoot this gap here and stop the snake. So even if they start wrapping on you, you can kind of tuck in and shoot into that gap. And if for some reason they still get through it, then you just tuck in a little bit more and you have this next gap. So this is going to be really helpful to slow down that snake progression, Dorito progression, and be able to stop them from, or at least slow them down, not stop them from making moves. But if you just pump paint through here, it's going to be difficult for them to make that, that outside run. Something that you would want to watch out for, though, is an inside run to go underneath your lane. So a player that's playing in this Dorito side, they could look for that move and just make it where they're looking for the like the inside route to then go up and then dive across and be able to get into here. So we're looking at, let me back it up so we can see all the Doritos. So this Dorito is this one here. So they still have Dorito 1 and 2, but if they take the inside route and come up, I'm sorry, this is the gap. It's this Dorito and this Dorito. So this is the one that they could take an inside, go up, and then dive underneath. So you just wanna make sure that this isn't like a catch-all that it's 100% gonna stop every single person. It's just gonna be something to slow them down. So let me just double check that. But I'm already seeing something that could stop that move. So this could be something just to kind of shoot into that gap. Here, this is a little bit better of a view. So if they kind of came this way, they're blocking you out in the tower, but not if you're floating out here, but you're gonna get smoked by these guys. And then go underneath it. So just know that this isn't gonna be 100%, they're never getting through there, but remember a lot of this is having eyes on certain sections, so that way you can adjust accordingly. Let's go out to this Aztec now. So as I'm going out, because these gaps are real big, just like we saw on the snake side, with this Dorito side, you want to make sure that you are switching up your routes and making it really difficult for people to pick up on where is it that you're going and how you're getting there, because you want to use these big structures to your advantage. There are some good cross shots, but if they're shooting blind or shooting into just a gap and they don't know if you're taking the deep route or the shallow route, it's just going to make it that much better for you. So as I'm going out, I can see that this tower has a great shot through here, but if I take the deep route and they're shooting low, I'm going to be fine. If they're shooting the shallow route, like it's just going to be a matter of let's get out. You just got to be quick. That's really going to help you. Now let's look at this. So this Aztec is pretty solid. What I like with this Aztec is you can shoot straight through and stop them from moving out wide. Just like we saw on the snake side, that Aztec, I'm sorry, the brick, because I'm looking at an Aztec. That brick entering into the snake has a great shot into the snake gap. This Aztec has a great shot of people trying to get out wide. So if they haven't gone wide yet, this might not be a bad bunker to be at, because then again, just like we can see, I can kind of sit here and roll off and shoot into this zone here. And as long as we have someone that's able to get out, they're going to be fine. So let's go over to this Dorito one. Oh, sorry. One other thing I wanted to point out here is this. When you pop the top, there's a shot over the top into this tower and a sneaky one into here. You could also check out some stuff on the inside, maybe even help out the snake shooting into this gap. This actually could be really helpful for that. And just to have that, but just understand that if you give up this zone, know that they're probably going to get wide into the Dorito. So just make sure that you're having the right coverage and people are knowing that if I'm supposed to be looking this way, someone else needs to pick it up until I switch off, and vice versa. But this is really, really solid to be able to see, did they get into the snake or can we stop them? And like we saw in the snake video, this structure here is pretty good to cause some damage there. Let's get into this Dorito now. And I need to turn it so we can actually see what shots there are. Okay. What I like is this shot through here. So there is going to be a gap there, so you just need to make sure that there isn't someone trying to post through. These gaps are you got to make sure that you're going hard through here. I can already tell that. It's not going to be one of those like you're real sneaky and kind of doing that. You're going to have to dive pretty hard to get through these, just to make sure that you're going to make it. And I'm not seeing a whole lot in this Dorito. So this one, I'm not seeing a lot of great stuff. Not that it's not there, because you could shoot a blind into here. You can shoot a blind into the snake corner. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of benefit, other than if they're not wide, coming here to shoot into this gap to help someone else get down the Dorito side. That's kind of it. Let's look at this little Dorito. So you really have to be careful of the snake. Not seeing a whole lot of shots. So good thing is that if you're here, you can crawl up and block out that tower and get up into this Dorito here, but the Aztec still has a shot across here, so that would definitely be a big threat. And then of course, anyone shooting cross here is gonna be a threat. Let's move into this Dorito. And some blind shots, you know, some decent stuff there. I have a feeling that it's gonna get good here at this 50 Dorito. Yeah, you're gonna get some better shots in this 50 Dorito. You can see, you know, I'm gonna be able to pick up on some stuff. I feel like the initial punch is gonna come from the snake side. You might even have someone just kind of like an island over here and having two in the snake, just because it seems like the snake is real powerful on this field. So you don't wanna give that up. But let's come into this structure and we'll actually look snake side first. So I really like this. You know, even maybe sending someone into these structures off the break and trying to shoot into these gaps could be good. The issue is that if they already get into the snake, it's going to be kind of difficult to, well, you can just switch over to the Dorito side and kind of hide from them. But you could actually stand up and shoot into these gaps and just make sure that you're playing tight, but trying to like tuck into the stand-up wedge here. Let's look at this one though. Yeah, this one's solid too. You can shoot into this gap, stop movement from into the middle, so that could be helpful. Let's look at the Dorito side. The only thing, so yes, you can shoot into this gap, but whenever I'm looking at these, I like to look and see if it's gonna be a straight up gun battle. I don't necessarily like to do that unless it's absolutely necessary, just because it's a 50-50. Sometimes the ball is just gonna be there, and if I can avoid that, I want to do that. So if I was here and someone went into this Dorito, then okay, I'm gonna have to battle them a little bit, but maybe I could actually just roll off, tuck in, and you know, you can wait in this gap. The issue is that if they know that you're here, someone can run through and get you. But I think that's going to be kind of the name of the game with this Dorito side, is just, I'm sorry, this center structure is welcome to paintball. So that's the Dorito side. I don't think that these pins are going to be helpful, other than maybe for some bounce shots, which we'll see in the other video. But thank you all for coming along with me, and good luck at the event.